super excited to show this one. It's a technique that I like all the techniques that we're going over, obviously, and I feel passionate about all of them. But this one I definitely like because I think it's effective, and it's definitely not something you see all the time. And you can use it at a high level, I know, because with a little bit of variation, this is the same setup that I used to win the European Championships in 2013. So it's highly effective, and I'm really excited to show it to you right now.
Perfect.
So we're going to end up in that same X-guard situation. My opponent's going to have the knee down, and sometimes they're going to have an opportunity to upgrade to this. Not always, but the chance is there enough that I'm going to go over it because there is a chance to take advantage of it. So it kind of depends a little bit on how the guy's going to base. So let's say we're back into this hook sweep position. I'm looking for the sweep here, and I'm going right there. So I'm going to slide under for the X guard, just like I did before. Okay, so when I get here, you see how Stephan had his hands on the mat? That's pretty common. So all I'm going to do is just pop that out, boom, and hand it over. And for me, it's pretty much that simple. I just bring the hand to me, just like that. And I'm going to catch right here. We kind of talked about this grip before, and we also showed the whole sequence that I used in the final of the European Championships in the previous instructional that focused a little more on the De La Hiva. But this is, once I get here, it's going to be the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to sit up. And when I realize that he bases with the hand and he opens this knee up. So instead of standing or falling over, he lets me sit up like this. So I basically am able to get to this position. So if you can get to here, now's the time to go. I'm going to take this top foot, it's my right foot, and I'm going to put it on his hip. And then I'm going to take my left foot and I'm going to check his arm so it doesn't get in the way. This arm is isolated. All I need to do now is let both my feet slide over the top, and I'm going to finish in a triangle position. In order to lock it up tight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let go of the leg, but look, I still have the collar. That's key. So I let go of the leg. This hand now is going to go to his head, and now my collar hand goes to the head as well, because now this hand needs to go to my ankle, foot on the hip, change my angle, and I make the basic triangle lock here. If I need to move his arm over, I'll raise my hip, move it, and then come back to my basic finish where I'm squeezing my knees together, raising my hip, and pulling his head down. So again, you need to have some awareness of what your opponent is doing. But, I mean, you need that for all of jiu-jitsu. So, if he lets you sit up with that knee down, that's the best opportunity to use this. I'm not going to say that I've never used it when the person is on both feet, but it's a little bit harder just because of the distance you have to cover. He's farther away from you, and usually you don't have quite the same kind of control. So again, I'm going to be in the hook sweep position. I'm taking him this way. He bases, hook that leg, slide underneath, and I'm just pushing him over, pulling the leg. I'm in the X-guard position already. He has that hand on the mat, or if it was right there, which might be a possibility, look, just 1, 2, just grab it. Okay, don't make it complicated. It's easy. If it's on the floor, just pop it off, bring it to you, and then I go right here. Generally, when I get the guy here, the first thing he's thinking about is his balance. The last thing he's thinking is about the triangle. I know that when I'm in your position, that's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about my balance, not getting swept, trying to get this leg away, and what I generally don't think about is a triangle. So it's not that it's wrong that you should be focused on your base. You should, because you're in a lot of danger here. So as I push and I sit up, now's the time. It's a very quick switch here. 1, 2, and I just pull him back down as my feet slide over the top. And as I pull, I also want to shoot my hips up and grab him. I get a good grip on him. My heels are pulling down. My knees are squeezing together. and I'm pulling this collar so he can't posture easily. I do need to let go of this leg now. It's as simple as just unraveling your arm, and now I go straight to his head, and now the hand that was on the collar, that's my left hand. Thank you, Stephan. I'm going to move this hand so I have both hands on his collar, on his head. I'm pulling down so he can't posture, and now I'm going to reach, and I want to catch my own ankle here. I see a lot of people grabbing on the outside. I really don't like that. I always like to go to the inside so that I'll be able to use this foot to adjust and make a tight triangle here. Again, just the basic finish. I'm squeezing my knees together, I'm pushing my hip up, and I'm pulling his head down.
So there's a lot of moving pieces in that.
There's a lot of moving pieces in it.
Was this something that you were taught, that you discovered by accident, or was something that you adapted from another technique?
No, I was taught this, and I wouldn't say it's a funny story, but I drilled it a lot. I really put a lot of time into this. I'd probably say that I drilled it, just about every day for at least 6 months. Which for some people that may be a long time. Other people might say, well, it's not that long at all, But for me, that's a pretty fair amount of time if I'm doing it every single day, getting 10, 20 reps just right after class. And I definitely had success with it, but it wasn't like my very best, like my number one setup. I think because it's a little bit specialized. You have to get the X guard. You have to post a certain way.
I have to be on my knees.
You got to be on your knees, exactly. So a lot of things have to fall into place. But I don't lose anything going for it. And if the opportunity is not there, the sweep is there. So it's not like I get into a complicated position, the triangle's not there, and now I've put myself in a position that I can't continue to move forward. So it definitely fits in place. And then some time went on. I kind of put it to the side. I would use it in training, but I didn't drill it that much anymore. And then I find myself in the final of a big tournament, and my previous match hadn't been what I wanted. I won the match, obviously, but I just didn't feel like I gave the best performance. So when I came out for the final, I really wanted to kind of have some fireworks, and I was really focused on, I want to beat this guy hands down, no questions asked. And I found myself in this position. I really didn't think. It just happened. Pulled the guy in, finished, and I really took advantage of the opportunity that I had. So it's definitely something you can use. And if you use X guard a lot like me, you can definitely put it into your game pretty easily.